movie nerds, dorks, and weirdos. Welcome to New Movie Tuesdays. I'm Matthew Salanoa, and on this podcast, I look at new movies. Typically, the reason it's called New Movie Tuesdays is because it's the $5 or half off matinee. I'm broke as a joke at the moment, and that's how I'm seeing my movies. And so today I have the pleasure of talking to you about the movie Weapons, written and directed by Zach Greggor, who also made Barbarian. I saw both movies in theaters. Barbarian was a really fun experience. I think Weapons was way better. If you've seen Barbarian and you haven't gotten to this one yet, I think, Barbarian, it was a good time. This is a better time. I think Weapons by far such a awesome, creepy experience, but also it has a good sense of humor. Barbarian had a sense of humor about it as well, but yeah, I would say it's well balanced across this movie. Weapons, for those of you who don't know, stars Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and a bunch of other wonderful talents. And the story is about a classroom of children has gone missing, and no one's quite sure what happened to them. But all of them went missing in the middle of the night where they left their homes. So we have this huge mystery of exactly what was it that made all of these kids run away from their homes. And the entire town suspects that the teacher must have something to do with it, although there's one student from her class that did not go missing. So we have this huge question: what does the student know, or is the teacher actually involved with this? And it's a cool story to watch unfold. I mean, not it's cool with missing kids, but it's just the story itself. It's really well told. Like, it's told in these chapters, kind of like Pulp Fiction, but at the same time, it is this growing creepy movie where we have the established image from the trailer where you see the kids leave the homes running away, and they have their hands out in that sort of flying motion. And it's something that both looks beautiful and creepy at the same time. And yeah, but as it builds, there's an adult character. For this spoiler-free section up front, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you've probably already seen it in the trailer. There is eventually an adult who's running around with the same hand motion. And so this growing mystery of, like, okay, something's going on in this town that is perhaps beyond normal mortal circumstances. That's all I'll say. And it's a very creepy build-up all the way to the finale. What I like about the movie is just up front, it's just a genuine mystery. It's like almost like the civilian side of a crime story, where this teacher shows up to work, her kids aren't there, and all of a sudden she has to answer to an auditorium full of angry parents who want to know where their kids are, and she has no answers. She has no clue what happened, and you just see her dealing with this sort of being the pariah. So the way it builds from there to getting to more and more creepy stuff, very, very creepy sequences, weird characters showing up, the way we get, the movie does answer the question, and the way we get to the person who's causing all of this, it's very satisfying. It's very creepy. This movie's already been compared to Longlegs quite a few times, and I've seen a few comments say, to the negative, that, oh, this is Longlegs, but they landed the plane, you know what I mean, or whatever they call it. But I personally really liked Longlegs exactly how it is. I don't have any problems with that movie. But definitely, this movie there's a similar element. If you've seen Longlegs, both movies deal with characters who are being sort of controlled by somebody else or something else. You don't, again, in both cases, you don't really know until the last third of the movie exactly what's going on. And that's all I'll say for that, because if I say any more than that, it's a total spoiler. But I really like how we build up to the finale. I thought the ending was such a nice amount of ferocious violence meets creepiness meets some callbacks to, again, if I say what the movie is, you'll be spoiled if you know what the movie is. But some callbacks to some other great movies are at the end of this movie. As spoiler free as I can get. Worth the price of admission moments, okay? There's a dream sequence. Well, actually, there's two dream sequences that both have the same scare. And I don't know how the hell Zach Greggor does it, but the scare gets me both times. I'm like, hey, that was the same scare, dude. But I'm still scared. It's still creepy. And then the adult character who attacks our main character. It's a huge sequence. Both the attack sequence and how that happens to him. Worth the price of admission. It's so creepy how it happens. It's just one of those scenes where you're like, something's off here. Maybe you shouldn't be talking to this person. Oh no. And then it becomes such a moment of the horror just sort of happens, and then it gets worse. Like it happens, you find yourself in a state of shock, and then it gets worse. And it's like, oh god, no, more terror is about to happen. Okay, how it happens, worth the price of admission. And then the story of why the kids are missing, like that's its own chunk of movie. It's a fleshed out. It's the best part of the movie, getting to that point. And then we get the final confrontation, the collection of the main characters versus whoever it is doing the bad thing. Oh, the brutality, the horror. That's all I got to say. I was very satisfied with how this movie ends. And yeah, that's my thoughts. So that's my spoiler-free thoughts. If you're interested in seeing this movie, you better go check it out. If you liked Barbarian, I think you're gonna love this. I think it's a huge step up. And Zach Greggor is supposed to be working on the next Resident Evil movie. He wrote the script already. I think they might be, I don't know if they're going into production yet, but either way, the script is written. I do want to recommend, this is in my Why It's Great Radio playlist at the bottom of my homepage. Go check out the last podcast on the left, interview of Zach Greggor. It's a great episode. Zach Greggor will get into a lot of things that I'm going to talk about in the spoiler section, but I highly recommend going to check that out. And he talks about his love of Resident Evil. Once I heard that, all of a sudden Barbarian and Weapons made a whole new, it made sense to me in a whole different way. I was like, okay, like the way the movie's shot, there's a way the movie's shot where we're kind of behind characters. It's immersive as they're walking into situations, and then like I said, we get to another character's story and they interact with that character, with the main character or with other characters, and now we're behind them seeing their side of it. And there is this subtle video game-esque quality to it that I really like, where you just feel like you're with the character at all times in the experience. It's still cinematic. It never steps back and feels like cheesy or crappy or somehow attempting to be a video game, but it's just subtly a part of the experience, which is something I really like. So yeah, that's what I got to say. I was very satisfied. I saw this movie yesterday. It's Wednesday at the time of this recording. This is the week after opening weekend. Like I said, I'm broke. I can't see it opening weekend, but that may be changing soon. But anyway, I really enjoyed Weapons. Really fun watch. Go check it out in theaters if you can. And if you're like me and you just need, hey, I can see a movie, but I can't see it for much, hey, check your local theater, look for that matinee $5 or half off screening. You gotta go check it out. If you like this kind of movie, you like horror, if you like Barbarian, you're gonna like this. If you liked Longlegs, I think you'll like this even more. And like I said, I actually really liked Longlegs exactly how it was. But I would say this, I jokingly wanted to call this movie Fun Legs. Longlegs was just very, very strict and very, very tight and very unnerving. And Weapons is also creepy, but it's a little bit more loose. It's a little bit more fun, and especially like I said, when you get to the ending, this is Fun Legs. Okay, this is Fun Legs, and I can't tell you why until you get to the spoiler section. So here's my spoiler-free review. Go check out Weapons, and also I've started a new podcast called Why It's Great Television. I'm kind of watching shows a bit randomly right now. I don't have a specific genre or anything I'm getting into. Right now, I'm just reviewing the whole season. But down the line, I will have some more episode or a few episode at a time reviews of some TV shows. Right now, I have Uzumaki and Lioness Season 2, Bosch Legacy Seasons 1 through 3. I'm doing some TV show reviews. They're not super comprehensive. It's called Why It's Great Television. The goal of my entire channel is to really be a resource for filmmakers, young filmmakers. I do want to talk about what makes storytelling work and all that stuff. And that's where a lot of my other podcasts are about. And New Movie Tuesdays, certainly the spoiler-free section is just for anybody. Anybody can watch this. But when you get into the spoiler section, the way I review movies is from the perspective of a filmmaker, and I want filmmakers to have the confidence to tell stories the way they feel they should be told. And the beautiful thing that I can tell you that is no spoiler at all is that Zach Greggor did get to tell the story the way he wanted to. It was an independent film, and I think you can see when you're watching this movie, there's nothing about this movie that feels overly produced. There's nothing that feels like there's too many, chefs in the kitchen. Or there's not too many cooks in the kitchen. It's a story. It has its thing to say. It's an experience. You get in, you get out, and it's a ride. So that's my thoughts on this movie. Feel free to check out my other podcasts, and please like and subscribe for more. All right. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please check out the spoiler review, which will be coming out in a couple days. Thank you very much. All right. Mahalo and aloha.